So today's topic is how to score 70 plus score in CAIIB and ensure your selection in CAIIB for November-December exam. Why are we focusing on this November-December exam? Because remember, I'll tell you at the end also. I'll show you the portion of May 23. It's becoming tough nowadays. Okay, so that's why I get clear this CAIIB in December only. Very important. Okay, so without wasting the time, let's start. Okay. Firstly, download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. In this app, you'll be getting all these study materials, premium study material, current affairs, job alerts, everything. Importantly, I'll tell you, important parts for CAIIB, JAIIB and banking exams. What do we need? We need lectures, right? Video lectures, means live classes you can call. So they are there. You need notes and then you need tests. All of these are there. So definitely go for it. Also subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel you will be getting all the updates for CAIIB, JAIIB and banking exams. Okay, so immediately do it. Okay, now this new case study batch which is coming up from tomorrow 21st November. Okay, join this ASAP. Why? Because just 6 days of studies and there are huge chances that you will clear it. Why? Because ABM and BFM, remember, the case studies which we have in ABM and BFM, they cover almost 50% of your paper and they are very tough. So that's why once you clear case studies, your paper is almost a cakewalk, isn't it? Okay. So by the way, anyone has not liked, subscribed this present session, kindly like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends. Okay, comment on this. Okay, what is the schedule of this today's lecture? See this, we have kept it this way. The schedule is, first we'll be having objective questions, then second we'll be sharing, I'll be sharing the scoring techniques, how to share, okay, score in this, and thirdly we'll be having the case study on Altman Z score. Very important one. Altman Z score is nowadays the flavor of any paper for ABM or BFM. Generally they ask in either of them. Okay, so ABM or BFM, both of them, it is very required. Okay, so schedule is objective questions first. Let's start with the objective questions. Okay, I'll ask you and you'll answer it. Okay, and then I'll answer it at the end. Easy, not easy ones, but logical ones. Huh? These have been collected from your recent papers only. Okay, risk is defined as uncertainties resulting in. So what is risk basically? See here, if I'll tell you, ask you one question. If somebody stands on the 10th floor of a building and plans to jump, is there any risk involved in that? Frankly, no. Why? Because the risk is defined whether something will happen or not. Uncertainties. If I jump from the 10th floor, definitely I am going to die, isn't it? There is no risk involved in it. So that is meant by the risk. So risk is defined as uncertainties. Uncertainty means whether it will happen or not, resulting in adverse outcome, adverse in relation to the planned objectives or expectations. Number 2, adverse variation of profitability or outright losses. C, both A and B, and D is none of the above. So what do you think? For planned objectives or outright losses or both? Fast, yeah? Who's commenting now? Yeah, I'm seeing the comments over here. Correct, almost everyone has answered this only. C, because what is this? If my planned objectives don't meet, then definitely my profitability won't also meet, isn't it? There'll be a variation in that also, isn't it? Got it? So this way we'll be conducting the series. See this, objective questions, scoring techniques. I'll tell you the scoring techniques later. Okay, otherwise what happens, I'll just give you the gyan. Do you like the gyan? Okay, I'll ask you one question. Should I skip this objective questions and this case study and only give you the scoring techniques, how to score, what to do in this, how to manage the time, all these things? Should I give you that only, or should I give you something useful also? Type yes in the comment section if you want all the 3 sections: objectives, score, objective questions, scoring techniques, and then case study on Altman Z score. Type yes if you want on all of them. Type fast. Everyone type fast. Yes. Do you want it? Yes. See this. Of course, because nobody wants only gyan. Everyone wants what is fruitful, isn't it? So let's move on to the next one. Financial risk is defined as, what is financial risk? Again, the concept of risk, happening or non-happening. Okay, so uncertainties in cash flow, variations in net cash flow, uncertainties resulting in outright losses, and all of these. So what is this? A, B, C or D? financial risk. See this, we are now specifically speaking of finance. So cash flow and losses. So correct answer is which one? Yes, correct, D. Okay, good one. See here, these seem to be simple, but remember these are from your exams. Okay, recollected questions. Uncertainties in cash flows or cash outflows create uncertainties in. So if my cash flows which go out, what is inflow? Cash inflow means what comes in. Always remember, cash flow is generally related to sales, and cash outflow is generally related to my expenses. Okay, so these are mainly related to what? Uncertainties in net cash flow, profits, both A and B, and none of these. So cash inflow or cash outflow, they create uncertainty in what? Cash flow, profits, or both. Yes, it is. It will definitely affect my profit. It will definitely affect my cash flow. Okay, what is this cash flow? From where do we get this cash flow? See here, whenever we ask for any customer for the financial statements, the important financial statements are balance sheet, P&L, right? Cash flow statement. Now these statements are asked for bigger companies. Okay, so cash flow and funds flow statement is also important. Got it? So the answer over here is C, correct? From there you get the net cash flow from that statement. Which of the following is not correct? Remember, we want not now. Okay, not correct. What is false? So what we'll do is we'll start marking whatever is true now. Okay, are you with me? Everyone type yes if you are with me up till now. Type yes if you are following this. Everyone, okay, type yes. Okay, yeah. So let's move on. Lower risk implies lower variability in net cash flow. So lower risk means what? Okay, when is the risk more? Risk and variability. Let's mark these two words only. Risk and variability means what? See this. Suppose if, let's say, in your business only, you are doing, let's say in your salary, okay, you all are working in the banks. Suppose if this month you get a salary of, let's say, 60,000. Next month you get a salary of 1 lakh. After next month, after that you get a salary of 20,000. Then after that you'll get a salary, let's say, 40,000. So will you be able to plan something? No. Why? Because there is a huge variability. So more the variability, more is the risk involved. So low the variability, low is the risk involved, right? So the answer for this is what? Low risk implies low variability in net cash flow. Just answer me whether this is true or false, whether A is true or false. Let me get the answer from your side. Low variability means low risk. Is it true or false? Everyone fast. Yes, correct, it is true. Okay, but what do we want? We want false. Here our target is false. Okay, next one. Higher variability in net cash flow may result in higher profits or higher losses. So if there is a higher variability, then it can create a higher profits or even higher losses, both of them. So more variability, more profits. Let's keep it for profits only. So more variability, more profits. Is this true or false? It is again true only. Why? Because if sometimes my company is earning too much, then it will earn, means it is having a huge cash flow. So definitely it means it is earning huge. Okay, it will create huge profits. But reverse is also true in that case. Okay, so this is also true, but our target is false. Higher risk would imply higher upside or downside potential. What do you mean by this? Higher risk would imply higher upside or downside potential. What do you mean by this upside or downside? See this. What is risk? Basically, high risk means the logic of any finance is high risk, high returns. Okay, high risk, high returns. Got it? Everyone clear with this? High risk, high returns. Okay. Now, what is this? Higher risk means or upside or downside potential means. See this. Whenever we have a mean, now this is the problem in your ABM. Okay, we have a mean over here, and then we have a deviation. This is known as a deviation. One deviation, then it deviates from here also. Suppose if it deviates here or afterwards, then it deviates here. Okay, then it deviates here. So what do you mean by this? Say this. If I draw the graph over there, it will be like this. Okay, so what do you mean by this? Say this. This is known as a lower variability, and this is known as a higher variability. Okay, higher deviation you can call it. This is a smaller deviation. So what does this mean? High risk would imply higher upside or downside potential. So If it's upside more, then definitely higher risk. Down upside, this downside more, similarly on this side also, then it is definitely higher risk. Okay, so if I have higher risk, it means I can have higher upside or higher downside. What would you prefer always in anything which you're planning or whatever your project you are in? Definitely what we prefer is we always prefer it to keep it in the lower range. The more the lower variability, okay, the better it is for planning, isn't it? Suppose if I am getting a salary of 50,000 and if I get 55 or 45, then it's okay. But some month I get 1 lakh, other month I get 10,000. So that it's not worth, isn't it? So C is also true. Then what is false? None of them is false. Correct? The answer is this. Okay. So D is true. D is the correct answer. Which of them is not correct? Everyone is correct. So the answer is none of these. Okay. Okay. Now before going ahead with the techniques, okay, let me come back to the exam dates. And importantly, before the exam dates, everyone please like, share and say this, like this video, share and comment if you have understood up till now. Comment means type yes in the comment section if you have understood. Everyone subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon so that you get all the important updates immediately. Okay. Okay. So what are your exam dates for CAIIB? 27th is ABM, 4th December is BFM and 10th December is that optional, means generally retail we take it. And remember what have we done at Adda 24/7. Now first let's come to the scoring part. What we have done is on 26th we have kept a marathon, means I will be conducting that marathon. Okay, 26th I have kept a marathon. On 3rd, one day before, so again I have kept a marathon, and also on 9th we have kept a marathon. Check the dates. Okay, that's why I'm saying click on this bell icon. Immediately whatever new updates are there, they'll be received on your phone. Okay, so these marathons are very important for you. There will be solving the case studies mainly, okay, related to ABM, BFM and this optional subject. Retail I'll be solving for that. Okay, so follow my series on YouTube. So CAIIB Master Revision series, this is going on right now on YouTube. Okay, at 8:30 p.m. this series is presently going on. We are covering all the numericals over there in half an hour. Okay, so follow this series. It has started from Monday 7th November. Okay, 8:30 daily basis, same time, covers all important aspects in short, guidance on how to approach the paper. So this is also important, how to approach the paper. Okay, now one trick I'll tell you about the paper. Okay, let me come first only on that part. In paper, mind it, if you are not able to solve any problem or anything, don't waste time on that paper, on that problem. Immediately move on, immediately, and keep it for later part, because what happens, something might click your mind later, and if you waste your time in something which you don't know, you won't get time for that which you know. Okay, that is point number one. Second point is, always remember, I would suggest that first solve all the case studies. Okay, say this, case studies, one liners, theory and approach. Okay, so important part is, in any paper, first try to solve all the case studies. Once your case studies are through, then what happens, you get ample time to solve this one liners. Okay, so this is your 150 plus case study batch starting from tomorrow. As I told you just now, the teachers who are teaching are truly professional, trustworthy, proven track record and friendly and empathetic. Okay, so whenever you ask the questions, immediately they are solved. Now what is the important about the case studies over here in paper? Once you are through in the case studies, many of the one liners are actually based on the case studies. So if you know the case studies, your theory is clear, your one liners are clear, and your approach becomes positive. Okay, remember 2 increments, don't forget this. Everything, every time, that should be in your mind. Okay, now how to utilize the time? Here, now there are only few days remaining, so read as many GRs possible on your own banking portal. Here, in whichever bank you are, you might be having some portal where the GRs are available from RBI, and if you can't find them, directly type on Google GRs from RBI and you will get all the important GRs. Read those as much as possible. Follow IIBF Vision, the IIBF Vision magazine which you get online. Okay, follow that on your email. open all those which you have kept it in your that saved folders. Okay, open it, read them, because they give you the updates of what is coming up in the banking. Okay, study early in the morning as much as possible. Okay, why? Because once you study early in the morning, your day becomes very simple and it becomes positive, number one. Okay, also, if you don't study in the morning, when will you get the time? Once you start banking, you are there in the bank up to 7. After 7, then it's a family time. So when will you study? Study in the morning only. Okay, study in the weekend with full efforts and dedication and utilize the weekends. Now, weekends means what? Definitely you'll have to study now in weekends, because Sunday you'll be having the paper. So study the weekends as much as possible. Okay, with full efforts. This year efforts are to be put full only, because otherwise if you don't clear this in December, May 23 I'll show you there are 4 compulsory papers. Now you're having 2 only, isn't it? So if your job is far away from home, study while traveling. This is also important part. Huh? What happens is we waste our time in the bus or the train, wherever we are, okay, talking to others. So for 3 weeks, don't talk to others, just read, okay, as much as possible. So this is the way you can utilize the time as much as possible. Okay, so now for scoring, these are the only main techniques. And second important part is, again I'll repeat, solve case studies first. Okay, don't get trapped in the one liners. Go for the case studies immediately in the paper. Okay, once you clear your case studies, then only go for the one liners. Okay, and the theory part. Now let's come to the third part of this series, of this lecture. What did I tell you? I'll be talking about Altman Z score. So Altman Z score, it will be there in this paper also. It was there in last 3 papers. Okay, so Altman Z score is a very important score. Why? Because it is a formula for determining whether a company, remember this, now what am I telling you? Whether the company, notably in the manufacturing space, here mainly for manufacturing, and nowadays here 90% of our loans are for manufacturing only. They are either for retailers, they are for wholesalers, or the manufacturing companies. For these 3 guys we give the loans, and all are in the same space. Okay, so whether this company is headed towards bankruptcy, that is what is learnt in the Altman Z score. Bankruptcy means what? You immediately come to know whether this company will survive after 12 months or no, from this Altman Z score. But this Z score is not a single score, remember. This Z score is basically collection of scores. Okay, 5 ratios are there. It's a collection of that. The formula takes into account the profitability, leverage, liquidity, solvency, and activity ratios. Okay, so what are the activity ratios? See this. Leverage, profitability means what? Profitability ratios, all that PE ratio, EPS, all these things. Okay, leverage means basically how much leverage you have in your company. Leverage in the sense how much gap or how much cushion do you have. Okay, liquidity, solvency, these 2 are similar terms. And activity means turnover ratios, debt, this debtor turnover and all these things. Okay, but here the formula are different, so I'll tell you that also. How reliable is Altman Z score? See here, I'll tell you one important part. Altman Z score is 90% reliable now. Earlier there was a study which said that 72% reliable. Now it is in 1999 it is found out that it is 90% accurate. Okay, so that's why this is an important score. Now what is this score? Look at this. Altman Z score consists of 5 ratios. What are these 5 ratios? A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and importantly the weightages. These weightages are very difficult to remember. 1.2a, 1.4b, 3.3c, 0.6 and 1e. Okay, now these are difficult to remember, I know it, but I'll give you one trick how to remember this. Here, if you look at all these, one thing which you note over here is 3.3 over here. This is the maximum number. Okay, now if you add this 1.2 plus 1.4, it becomes what? 2.6. Then again add this 0.6, what does it become? 3.2. Now add this, instead of 1, make this 0.1 and add this 0.1, it becomes 3.3. So now you can remember it. See, the total of others is also 3.3. So once you come to know the total of others is 3.3 except this one, move this 1 to 0.1 for our just remembering sake. If you can remember it in different way, that's a separate simple part. But for generally I'll tell you, it's very difficult to remember these numbers. So once you remember that the total of others is also 3.3, except this one, make it 0.1. Okay, then it's become easier for you to remember. So 1.2a plus 1.4b plus 3.3c plus 0.6d plus 1e. What is A? Working capital upon total assets. What is B? Retained earnings upon total assets. C, earning EBIT, we call it, upon total assets. D is market value of equity upon total asset, total liabilities. Now only D is different. Remember, everywhere else you have total assets in the denominator. Only in D you have total liabilities. E is sales upon total assets. So these figures will be given to you in exam. All these figures. Retained earning means what? Reserves and surplus. Working capital means what? Net working capital. Current asset minus current liabilities. EBIT means what? Subtract this depreciation and amortization from that, from the net profit, operating profit, and you will get this as EBIT. Okay. Market value of equity, that is given in the exam. Sales figures given in the exam. So all these figures are given to you in the exam. You have to remember only these weightages and these formulae. Okay. So this is very important. Remember, you will get definitely at least one case study of 5 marks or 2-3 one-liners on this Z score. Okay. Now what is this? Why is this Z score important? Because see this, if the score is below 1.8, if the total of all these, see this, if you do the ratios and do the weightages and the score comes below 1.8, then it's a bankruptcy situation. The company will definitely go to bankruptcy. If it is 1.8 to 3, then it's in the gray area. Heading towards bankruptcy means some measures can be taken in this, but if below 1.8, no measures can be taken. Drastic measures need to be taken. Okay, recovery measures. But here 1.8 to 3, there can be certain changes, change in management, something can be done in that. Greater than 3, then the company is safe. Okay, sound company, you can definitely fund that company. Okay, so that was the today's schedule, and importantly, what did I promise? First objective questions, then the techniques, and then the Altman Z score. So before going now before closing, kindly everyone, those who have not liked this, like this video, share this video in the with your friends in the social media platforms. Comment on this whether you have liked this video. Type yes if you have understood the concept which I told you, Altman Z score, and this scoring techniques also. That was also important. Scoring techniques, and click on the bell icon. Remember this 100 plus case study batch which is coming up from tomorrow. Immediately join this. I'll show you how to join this. Okay. See, there are various schemes going on right now, discount schemes. Okay, I'll show you live how to go for those discount schemes. See this. Go to Adda 24/7. See this. Go to Adda 24/7 over here. Yeah, we are on Adda 24/7 now. On the side, when you go there, click on see this JAIIB CAIIB. Just type adda247.com. If you are having the app, I would say that's the best. In that app, you'll be getting 1% extra with the help of these coins. So JAIIB CAIIB, click on that. See this. Click on this CAIIB November December English batch. Clicked. Now see this. Once clicked, you will get these batches. Click on this batch ABM plus BFM. Okay. Click on this. Now once you click on this batch, see this. All the details are over there from 21st November starting. Just ABM is in the morning and BFM is in the evening. Okay. So that is the new batch for this. Click ABM, BFM, both the batches are there. You can go on reading these details. Means 20 plus hours of interactive classes. Then recorded videos are available. Then subject wise expertise is available. You can go see here. You can take your time and read it before purchasing anything in your life. You should always read the details. Okay. Remember, I'll just give you one guarantee. The faculties over here are trained. We have covered more than 25 batches. Okay. So they are trained. They know what the paper is, and you'll definitely get value out of these courses. So click on view offers. Now this fees is 5,999. Okay, click on view offers. Put the code Y432. Y432. Okay. Remember this code Y432. Don't forget this code. Okay. Click on apply. Now look at this. Once you click on apply, what is the discount you are getting? 5,999. The fees has reduced to 1,199. Okay. 1,199 means what? 1,100, 1,200. Okay. In how many months will you recover? Once you clear CAIIB, 1 month you will get an increment of 1,000. So 1 month and what? How many days? 10 days next. Okay. So maximum in 2 months you will be recovering everything. So go for it immediately. And why am I focusing so much on this December exam? Why am I focusing? See this. I'll tell you about this May 23 exam. Those who have, almost many of you might have gone through the new portion. Okay. but those who have not gone through, I'll tell you what is the new portion. See this. One second. Yeah. See, this portion I'll tell you, the new portion which we are having 4 papers over here. One is ABM, BFM, ABFM, Advanced Business and Financial Management, and next we are having legal. They call it BRBL, but I'll call it legal, okay? So 4 compulsory papers. Electives, we don't have retail over there, okay? There are other electives. So retail was the easier one, right? Now we are having some difficult ones. Also there is a negative marking. So that's why I would say, why do you go for these difficult points, okay? When we can clear this in 2 papers compulsory and 1 elective, go for it immediately, okay? Join this batch immediately, I would say, okay? So I'll stop over here. So again I'll ask you, have you liked this session? Type yes. Was this session useful? Type yes. Type fast in the comment section, okay? Bye from my side. Again, let's meet in the next YT session at 8:30. Follow this 8:30 session daily, okay? Bye.